I'm DozerZigashi, aka Hida Ikiba, and you're watching Crafting with Kiba, where today we're talking about some crafting stuff, but mostly we have a lot of gathering changes that will also impact crafters, and some stuff that was announced with the recent live letter. So, you may have missed some of the news because the live letter came with the big news drop of Endwalker being delayed, and that kind of took over the spotlight, but there's a lot of really cool, fun things, some not so great things, but mostly fun things impacting gatherers and crafters, and we're going to go over those today. So a brief overview of what we're looking at. We're looking at the removal of high-quality items, changes to mining and botanist because of this, and differentiation between that and Fisher. How is that going to impact crafting? And then some little things like Crystarium Deliveries and leave reward adjustments that we'll get into closer to the end of the video. So, here we go. So, one of the bigger changes that we've got affecting gathering is mostly with mining and botanist, and that's the removal of high quality. So, as you know, when you go to gather an item, there's a chance of it being high quality, and there's a lot of abilities that gatherers have that modify this in some way. Dredge for a miner, or we even have things like Pick Clean, which remove high quality for more chances of getting an item. And because of this, things are going to be changing, because this also means that some of our location effects we get with our nodes increase high quality chances. So how is this going to work for us gatherers and everything? Because our gathering quests often focus on high quality items. A lot of gathering focuses on the ability to get high quality. Well, what they're doing is quests that feature high quality will accept both high quality and neutral quality materials, which means high quality items that do exist can still be turned in, but we'll be able to do those quests a lot easier. This is good because it means that your leveling quests for gathering will be easier to do, and they're not going to be as obnoxious. High quality item delivery bonuses will be removed and base rewards improved. This means that when you're turning items in, your rewards are going to in general be pretty good. Maybe not necessarily as high as it was, but it's still going to be pretty good just across the board. And then actions that affect high quality will be adjusted, of course. Achievements that involve gathering these high quality items will be updated so they can still be completed. And then only high quality yields for gathering is being removed. This does not affect crafted stuff at all. So this is probably the thing that some people were the most worried about when we heard that high quality was being removed. It's only base materials gathered from gathering nodes. So that's super cool. We're going to have new actions that will adjust. Instead of high quality, we're going to be looking at trying to get increased yields. So similar to how Pick Clean will remove quality and increases yields, that seems to be kind of the direction I imagine things will be going. And there's going to be a status that I think it actually kind of exists. I haven't done a lot of research into this. I don't consider myself a big gatherer, but there's going to be Gatherer's Boon, which increases yield by 1. So we're going to have the ability to, that's kind of what we're going to be chasing. We're going to be trying to up our yields, get more items per gathering attempt, and then just get more stuff overall, which I think is a pretty good way of going about things, honestly, and it seems pretty nifty. So another thing they talked about involving gatherers was that they're changing the language of perception, which is not really that big of a deal. But one interesting thing, and it's staying the same in English. I do want to point that out. Perception is still going to be the name of it, the stat in English. It's changing in other languages just to make things clearer, whatever. But one thing they did mention during that part, which I found interesting, was they mentioned that greater perception heightens the chance of triggering Gatherer's Boon, increasing our yields by 1. Which is going to probably replace this kind of thing where, here, if you have a perception greater than or equal to 98, Gatherer's Fortune, you get an extra 5% chance for quality, which is why we have all of these qualities boosted, but instead it'll be something where it's like, hey, you gain an extra gather per attempt, very similar to how Pick Clean works, which I think is really, really helpful. Actions are going to focus on that increased yields, and maybe we'll even get some things that increase gathering attempts, because we have some effects like that right now, but I'm really excited for this simplification of gathering. But that's kind of like the only things really changing for Botanist and Miner. We'll know more when Endwalker drops and we see how they're actually changing the skills. Until then, it's just a lot of, well, we're focusing less on high quality, because there's not going to be no high quality for gathering, and it's just increasing yield, and I think that's nice. Where the cool changes are, though, comes with fishing. And to show that off, I gotta take a trip. All right, fisher aficionados. It's time for the fun stuff. So, unlike Botanist and Miner, fishing isn't actually going to be changing that much. High quality is still going to exist in concept for fishing, but it's going to be now a large-sized fish instead. Which, yay, fishers are still going to have awful inventory management. No, I gotta remember to get that. But we're going to have perception's going to impact fish collectability instead of quality chances, which, you know what? That's pretty cool, and it's also going to impact large fish odds. But what I'm really interested in here is, so this is what's going to be changing the most for Fisher, and that is spearfishing. So a lot of people I know aren't even aware that spearfishing exists. It's something that comes from a kind of cheeky side quest, and it's just not, I haven't done it much. I don't really get how it works. I know it's, you gotta time your jig presses with like those bubbles there, and it's just an awful system. It's not fun, it's chunky, and it came in Stormblood and they kind of just didn't do much else with it. So instead of what we're doing here, spearfishing is going to be replaced with an honestly fun little looking mini game. And I think it's going to be a much better experience. It's going to make spearfishing a lot more enjoyable, because spearfishing has some really interesting mechanics. For example, if you find, because you in the spearfishing quest, you actually run into this, where you need to get certain fish from the swarming nodes to spawn a different node, a hidden node type thing. And you can get rare fish or unique fish spearfishing from that. And you can also modify like the jig head. Like you can have large, normal, and small, and it changes. This is like your different hook stuff. Spearfishing is cool. It had so much potential to be really interesting, and it was just stuck behind honestly garbage implementation, and it's something that's frustrated me. And I think that's a large reason why we never got a better jig than the one that they gave us for completing the spearfishing quest, that's literally level 61 and is just a GP stat stick at the end of the day, because we don't do anything with it ever at all. Spearfish, like there were spearfishing nodes in Shadowbringers, and they added fish to it, but I don't think they updated the system in any meaningful way to make it actually engaging. And I do think this is a really good change for fishing, and I think this is a super great change for the game overall. It's just a little thing, but I stand by our fishing minigame overloads. That's all I'm saying. So you may be wondering that with the adjustments to the removal of high quality gathering items to crafting, is this going to make it harder for us to actually craft things? No, they say no, it's not going to have any significant impact. There's also the stat squish coming, and it's going to affect crafting and gathering as well. But they say that we shouldn't really feel much of the impacts. It's just, you know, stat squish. Our crafts should be, on average, no more difficult than they were before. But there are some cool things that are happening to crafters, and it's related to this place right here, the Crystalline Mead. So this is the Crystarium Deliveries. I have not actually finished these myself, and I should, because there is a hidden quest locked behind them. But I'm just going to kind of show it off to you. Oh, wait, I'm not on a Weaver. I'll need to do the one for the Culinarian, which is here. Yeah. So basically, this is collectible crafting. You will craft. It's like custom deliveries, but you have to actually get the base items. So here I would turn in fortifying soups. I'd get experience, gil, and yellow crafter scripts. Super simple, super basic. As I turn things in, I get these, steam goes up, raises a steam level, and the more, if these are high quality, this is better, and then I gain rewards relevant to that, and then it, you know, furthers a storyline. And you have that, there's a guy for, this guy does alchemy and culinarian. We have one for fisher. I think you're just fishing. Yeah, you're just fishing because fishing is that unique. We have one for, I think you are goldsmith, mining, and goldsmith, blacksmith, and armorer. There is one for, you are carpenter and leather worker, I want to say. Carpenter, leather worker, weaver. And then the one that I did finish was the easy one, which was mining and gathering. Pretty simple stuff. So we're getting these in Endwalker, but they're going to be studium deliveries. So same concept, but probably going to be in Charlayan, and then we're just gonna deal with them there. There's gonna be extra quests after completing them all. You'll get experience, so it can help you level, and it's just gonna be overall a good time. But while we're over here, there's one other thing I want to talk about, and it's focused in this area over here where you see a lot of people crafting, and I bet you at least one of them, if not all of them, are culinarians crafting coffee biscuits. They are adjusting leave rewards. The amount of gil rewarded per leave quest will be adjusted in light of gil inflation. The experience and gil rewarded by tradecraft, and fishing leaves require a large number of items, is currently too high and will be reduced. They are killing coffee biscuits, which, you know what? Good on them. It needed to be done. I'll say it. It's a problem. Any MMO economy where people can print gil, like, just spend time here turning stuff in and getting infinite profits, you can buy the coffee biscuits and still profit. It's just gil being constantly injected at a higher rate than it's supposed to be. And the fact that you can do this to get 10 million gil to get the Honest Gillionaire title, yeah, that's kind of broken. So these adjustments are long in the making and had to be done, and I'm glad it is happening. And now people are trying to get the crafting in, because Endwalker is delayed. If you wanted to do this to get your Honest Gillionaire title, you should do it now. And if you don't, you're gonna have to get the Honest Gillionaire title the old-fashioned way and just grind leave quests. There will be a new leave quest that'll be the most cost-effective way for getting Honest Gillionaire. Don't worry, you're really probably not going to be missing out on much. So, with all that being said, I've been DozerZigashi. And if you've got questions, you can leave them down in the comments below. I also stream every Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And of course, once Endwalker drops, we're going to be doing a lot there. We're going to have a lot of crafting actual guides coming up because we know not much is changing in the crafting systems. We're not going to do too much gathering guides because gathering is going to actually change a bit. So it's going to be mostly crafting focused, but that was the plan in the first place. So, if you have questions, leave them down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I've been DozerZigashi, aka Hide Ikiba, and I'll catch you all next time.